Straight ahead on Newswatch 12, one maple syrup producer in Merrill is celebrating a long family tradition and also how he plans to help spread the fun to others. Plus, some economic experts share their concerns of a potential recession for the U.S., and a local family has decided to give back and help others. We'll explain as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 at 5 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Nate Myhock. We'll get to those stories in a minute, but first, some areas around here saw a decent amount of snowfall today. And our very own Jeff Weller joining us live in studio with the latest. Jeff, what can you tell us?
Hey Nate, yeah, locally heavy snowfall across parts of the area today. Now 80% of you are like, snowfall? What snowfall, right? But here in Wausau we got some, and just north of Wausau there's spots that saw 3, 4, 5 inches of snow today, where the roads are just wet now, and this is all kind of coming to an end as we speak. However, the change is then over to parts of warmer temperatures around the way. Here's that snow right now. So again, a very narrow band. Most of you got nothing today. That band is still across parts of Marathon County, working toward the Anago area, moving toward the east about 35 miles per hour. Back behind that, we're pretty much done as we have clearing skies across the Minocqua area right now. But here's that band. So Wausau over to Stevens Point, Amherst area, seeing some light snow and flurries out there now and some light rain showers. It'll all end tonight. Then the wind shifts out of the south tomorrow, and we're going to give temperatures a boost. Already up near 40 right now in Provida. Tomorrow we're going to be back in the 40s as well, and we're going to go for 50 later on this week. Your forecast tonight, though, is decreasing clouds and lows down near 18. Your full forecast is coming up. Nate.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And for more on what it looks like in those areas that did see snow, we go live to Eli Karp, who is down in Elko. Eli?
Yeah, Nate, that's right. As Jeff was just saying, a very isolated system here in Elko. You can see there are a few inches of snow did come down that were new today. Obviously, there was some snowpack from yesterday morning. And really, it was easy to look past a day like today where you saw maybe there'd be some snow in the forecast and look at those 40s, maybe the 50 we'll see on Tuesday. The spring temperatures coming your way really later this week. But Mother Nature really had one last trick up her sleeve, one more week of winter on the calendar. And she lets you know she's still here. So a little bit of snow, and really the roads are fine. The roads, at least the highways around Elko are okay. You would never know it snowed. However, you do get onto those side streets, and that's where you're seeing the last couple of days of snow. They might not have been plowed. It is slushy. There is a little bit of a snowpack. You see a couple homemade plows out. You see some snow blowers. So you should be careful when you are out in those on those side streets. However, once you get into the main roads, those will likely be fine. But again, how long the snow will stay around might be quick with the warm-up coming just our way. In Elko, Eli Karp, Newswatch 12.
All right, thank you, Eli. Parts of northern Wisconsin did just get some snow, as we saw, but maple syrup producers are still preparing for the upcoming season. Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson has more.
Even though Joe Polak is walking through the snow right now, spring is just around the corner, and that means maple syrup season.
It's just perfect time to be out in the woods.
Polak owns Maple Hollow in Merrill. They tap 19,000 trees every year. Polak comes from a long line of maple syrup producers. His grandfather moved into the area in the 1800s. Then his son, Joe's dad, turned it into a business.
They owned a lot of land and mostly hard maple on that forest, and they were all rather poor quality because it was old growth. So they decided to tap it and make maple syrup.
But it's more than a business for Polak. It's a cherished tradition.
Those are some of the most fun memories I have of my childhood because I always enjoyed it. It became one of the things that we just did together and enjoyed very much.
And he's excited to bring those memories to other families. He sells a lot of maple syrup producing equipment.
This is the evaporator. It cooks the sap into maple syrup. It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup.
I think many of my customers have those same memories that they're building because they'll come in with their children or tell me how many family members they have involved.
Todd Dunstern started making maple syrup a few years ago with a few taps of buckets. Now he's upgrading to a tubing system.
I bought some land a few years ago that had a lot of maple trees on, and I like learning new things and thought I'll give this a try, and I've done it a couple years now, and it's been fairly successful, but it's just a lot of work.
Pollock is seeing more people make maple syrup as a hobby. For Pollock, it's a hobby, business, and long-standing tradition.
It's a fun hobby, and you get something for it. Some hobbies are just expensive and you get nothing.
Reporting for Newswatch 12 in Merrill, I'm Morgan Johnson.
Spring break is next week for some kids, but instead of staying home, Monk Botanical Garden will be holding a spring break camp, and it'll feature many outdoor activities for students. From March 21st to the 24th, 2nd to 4th graders will have the opportunity to participate in many fun events. Spring break camp will run from 8 in the morning until noon, and their hope is to help kids get more activity and also possibly find some new interests.
One of the best things about Monk Botanical Gardens is we're all outside. So, spring break, instead of sending your kiddos somewhere where they're going to be inside all the time like they usually are at school, they can spend a few hours in the week outside instead.
This program is all outdoors, so they say kids need to be ready to dress for the weather.
I think right now, this time of year, like I had said before, spring is beautiful. Every time you could come every other day for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Monk Botanical Garden is open every day for your enjoyment. For more information about this program, be sure to check out monkgardens.org. Oil prices in the U.S. returned to two-digit territory on Monday. The cost of a barrel fell more than 8%. It's now down to $99.76. It's the first time oil has dipped below $100 since March 1st, and traders say that Monday's drop came largely from COVID-19 lockdowns in China and possible progress in the talks between Ukraine and Russia. Analysts say this sell-off may lessen fears of an energy-based recession in the U.S., and if it continues, commuters may see prices at the pump start to ease. Meanwhile, red flags about a U.S. recession are swaying. In addition to those high oil and gas prices, analysts are also worried about another economic sign, the flattening of the yield curve. In layman terms, the yield curve is the difference between short-term government bond yields and other bond rates like the 10-year Treasury. As the spread drops, investors often get concerned that short-term rates will rise above those long-term yields. Historically, inverted yield curves often precede recessions, as they did in 2000, 2007, and 2019. However, some Wall Street watchers say the yield curve might currently be a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The flattening of that curve could influence how much of an interest rate hike the Federal Reserve will announce later this month. The Nicolay Players will perform the Understudy next month. The shows will take place on April 8th through the 10th, and then again from April 14th through the 17th. Those performances will take place at the College Theater stage. The Thursday, Friday, and Saturday performances will start at 7:30 p.m. and the Sunday matinees will begin at 2 p.m. Tickets are $10 for the general public and $8 for students. Purchases and details can be found at nicolaylive.com. The Habitat for Humanity of the Northwoods was chosen as the recipient of a $62,000 gift. The donor, Bob Johnson, had left behind many financial gifts for local nonprofits. Johnson was a military veteran who retired to the Northwoods after a career in labor relations in the Fox Valley. Following his passing last year, his niece presented the check. Dave Havel, the executive director of the Habitat for Humanity of the Northwoods, shared his gratitude. And Havel also noted that the program's progress, starting their 24th home just this year. More snowmobile trails are closing today. The entire Langlade County snowmobile trail system will close tonight at 6. The county ordinance prohibits snowmobiles and ATVs from operating on the trails after the official closing date. A high school senior in Minnesota might just have the coolest job title that you've ever heard of, Joy Ambassador. And as Jordy Foy found out, Johnny Lindgren more than lives up to it.
Good to see you, John. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with a title like Joy Ambassador.
Here's the quote of the week. Happiness is a direction, not a place.
Oh, very good.
And Johnny Lindgren certainly earned the job and his title.
I get to spread joy to people and brighten their day.
Every Wednesday, John, a high school senior, visits staff at Anoka Hennepin School's district office with a message to get people through the week.
Those are his quotes that he's just brought to us.
A collection of special deliveries taped up as reminders.
If your goal is to spread negativity, then that's unkind.
Focusing on the good is John's specialty.
I just love to spread joy around wherever I go.
He was born with cerebral palsy and has gone through several brain surgeries when he was younger. Now on the verge of graduation, the district is sending him off by having him do what he does best.
I'm pretty a big deal around here.
Because after all, we need a little joy right now more than ever.
I love that. Isn't that true?
That was Jordy Foy reporting. The U.S. military has noticed a disturbing statistic involving rising rates of suicide among U.S. service members. We'll tell you what they're doing to get them help. That's after Maine Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
My auntie called me. She said, Uncle's had a heart attack. I needed him to be here.
Your heart isn't just yours. Protect it with Bayer aspirin. Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
I wish I could find somewhere to eat that serves lunch so I can relax and have someone clean up after me. I miss lunch at the Rhinelander Cafe and Pub. The Rhinelander Cafe and Pub is opening for lunch? The Rhinelander Cafe and Pub is opening for lunch. The Rhinelander Cafe and Pub will be opening for lunch starting February 22nd. Exciting new choices, but some of the favorites too.
Do you have sleep apnea? Struggling with your CPAP? Ditch the mask and let New Horizons Sleep Solutions help you achieve your best night's sleep. Dr. James Block is your expert in oral appliance therapy, a simple, comfortable treatment for snoring and sleep apnea. If you have a CPAP machine that you're struggling to use, consider oral appliance therapy to improve your sleep and protect your health. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation appointment and wake up to a new horizon in sleep apnea treatment.
Check out the events in the Northwoods page on the WJFW website to find can't-miss local events. Do you want to spread the word about your event? You can add it to the calendar there, too.
It's Monday, March 14th, and the sun now sets after 7 o'clock. That's enjoyable, right? Today we had some clouds and some snow, some clouds and some snow. Not a lot of snow up here, but if you're watching me from central Wisconsin, Marathon County, Lincoln County, you're like, snow? There was too much of it, right? Several inches there. The rest of us, though, are like, nope, no snow for us. So right now, temperatures are hanging out above freezing. We're at 36 in Rhinelander, a calm wind at the airport there, and a dew point there of 27. Over in Wausau, 35 for you. And east breeze around 5. That'll go calm for several hours tonight. But overall, temperatures now become the story as we are in for a big warm-up this week. Right now, look at these temperatures, all pretty much above freezing, except for you, Mosinee, where there's still some snow falling right there. But overall, a warm-up is on the way. And take a look at this trend. Are you ready? 40s tomorrow. 50s for Wednesday, and then back a bit to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe a 50 in there again on Sunday. But overall, here we are. We're turning a corner into somewhat warmer temperatures, and it looks like it's going to last for a while as well. Here's a live look at Wausau currently, where there's lots of clouds around, and they got some snow today. Not a lot, just a little, but you can see the roads are wet as we're above freezing now in Wausau. But the side roads still have the tire tracks in them and still snow covered after an inch or two of snow there earlier. This will all pretty much melt the next couple hours or so, and then tomorrow back up in the 40s. We're going to melt a lot more tomorrow into Wednesday and Thursday. So here is that narrow band of snow. There's lots of stuff happening in the atmosphere today to do this, but overall a very narrow 10-15 mile wide band of snow setting up right across parts of Lincoln County, and that made its way across our area, at least south of Rhinelander today, giving a narrow burst of snow that did add up in a few spots to 3, 4, 5 inches. But now we're done. That's pushing away. Behind it though, high pressure is building in. Kind of a messy area of high pressure too. There's more stuff to the west of us, but that is going this way. We are in a drying out mode now for several hours or several days, and then maybe a little bit of light rain getting in here late Thursday, but that's it. So tomorrow morning, looking at lots of clouds across the area. Tomorrow evening, clouds fading away, and then getting into Wednesday, we're talking about partly cloudy skies once again, and we are in pretty much a dry stretch of weather going forward. So our forecast then tomorrow, up north, we're talking about low 40s under partly cloudy skies. Further south, we're talking about mid 40s. Maybe even a couple of 50s across southern Wisconsin tomorrow. Our forecast tonight, though, is decreasing clouds, lows down near 18. So whatever is wet and slushy out there is going to refreeze tonight with that low down near 18. For tomorrow, it's Tuesday already, partly cloudy skies. Look at the temperature up near 42 with a southwest wind that could gust near 25, making that 42 feel a bit colder, I know. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow 42, Wednesday 51. There we are, St. Patrick's Day 46, and then we get a little bit cooler on Friday, followed by a nice weekend on deck with temperatures hanging out near 50 on Sunday. Nate?
Thank you, Jeff. A Florida man has been arrested in connection to the overdoses of 7 spring breakers, 5 of them being West Point cadets. All 7 allegedly used cocaine that was laced with fentanyl that they bought from 21-year-old Axel Cassius. He is facing a charge of cocaine trafficking after also selling drugs to an undercover officer. Police found his number on the phone of one of the overdose patients and used it to set up a sting. Of the 5 cadets, 4 were transported to the hospital. Cassius's bond has been set at $50,000. According to the Department of Defense, the suicide rate among active duty service members in the U.S. military increased by more than 41% between 2015 and 2020. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin called the findings troubling. And one expert says there are ways of family and friends can help members of the military who might be struggling with thoughts of suicide. Mandy Gaither has more.
It's a disturbing trend, active duty military members taking their own lives.
A lot of the strategies that have been employed over the past few decades to prevent and reduce military suicides, by and large, have not worked.
Craig Bryan is a veteran himself. The clinical psychologist serves as director of the suicide prevention program at Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center. He says even when military members aren't deployed, they face stressors that others don't.
Service members often move very frequently every few years, so it often separates them from family members, from support networks.
To support members of the military, be aware. Bryan says many people who are suicidal make statements that raise concerns.
These are things such as, I can't take this anymore. I can't imagine anyone being able to stand this pain. No one can help me solve my problems. People would be better off without me.
Bryan says the next important thing to do is listen. He says we've got to shift the dialogue around suicide.
Suicide's hard to talk about. When someone is experiencing suicidal thoughts, they oftentimes will experience a lot of shame. They're worried about how other people will react or respond to them.
Bottom line, Bryan says family and friends should be there to offer support.
And through increased connectedness, we can actually prevent suicide.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And if you need help, we encourage you to call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That can be reached at 1-800-273-8255. Teachers across the Mississippi River over in Minnesota are continuing their week-long strike. Several schools there have been closed for over 5 days now. We'll have the latest on their concerns after the break.
4 strips of crispy bacon and rich melty cheese and 2 juicy charbroiled patties. Of course, no meeting can compete with this meat. Give in to the new Double Bacon Beast Burger at Hardee's and feed your happy.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Keeping them safe and healthy, it's our #1 job. So even though we've all heard that the COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids, we still have questions. That's why our family decided to get the facts on the COVID-19 vaccine for kids right away. And to keep taking simple safety steps as we learn more. Help your kids stay safe and in school. Learn more at dhs.wi.gov/COVID-19/parents.
These squirrels are better at saving than we are. And more organized, too.
Try embracing your inner squirrel. When you open a BMO Harris Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward every month you save.
That sounds great.
You can also set up savings goals and easily track your progress.
That could help us redo the yard.
You could really go nuts. I'll show myself out.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Whoa, Beast Mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Hardee's and feed your happy.
The Minneapolis public school educators' strike is about to enter its second week. School board members said on Sunday night that they're committed to reaching an agreement, but the strikers are concerned about the priorities of the school board and whether they are negotiating in good faith. David Schumann has more.
Teresa Stetz is going to school Monday. She has a science class to teach at the charter school she works at. Her 3 children go to Minneapolis public schools, so they'll be home again Monday, missing their 5th straight school day.
It's a real hardship. My kids want to be in school, and I want them to be in school.
MPS teachers and education support professionals continue to strike as they take a stand for living wages and competitive salaries, class size caps, and mental health resources. Union leaders say the difference in negotiations has been whether an agreement will be on a temporary basis or written into a contract.
Once it's in a contract, both parties need to agree to take it out, and that's what's really important. If there's a memorandum of agreement that's temporary and it expires, that means both parties need to agree to continue with that language.
The school board says it has agreed to class size caps at some schools in contract language. Union leaders say if MPS offers contract language on the rest, they're not that far apart on the issues, but the latest proposals on the district website show that the two sides are tens of millions of dollars apart on salaries. The union disputes that representation.
The gap isn't really that big, and our sticking point has not been salary right now.
Sunday, the board again referenced its budget shortfall and blamed the state for lack of funding.
We have reached our financial limit. Any further permanent spending would not be responsible.
Board members also pointed to Minnesota's surplus money as a potential savior, a feeling Teresa shares as well.
There's no reason that we have to have the budget problems of MPS land on our lowest paid people and say there's no other options.
Maybe your bath is outdated, or it's difficult to clean, or it's just not as safe as it should be. Bella Friday here, and I am joined by Brian Gottlieb from Jacuzzi Bath Remodel. Brian, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Bella.
So Brian, two of the most common questions that we get are, what are the design options and are they affordable?
What are the design options? It really have endless designs that Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has brought to the market, all with great colors and textures and hardware. Where we actually come to your home and we bring all these things with us so you can design the bath of your dreams in the comfort of your own home. They'll even bring an iPad with them, so they design the bath on an iPad as you're picking out choices so you can really see what your bath or shower will look like.
And how does Jacuzzi Bath Remodel make that affordable?
Yeah, so on that very same iPad that we did the design work, they can do a very simple credit application and get an instant credit decision.
So not going to the bank?
No, none of that. It's a simple signature loan.
And what are some of the different terms for that?
Sure, well, we have a couple of different programs. We have a 12-month same as cash program if you want to not pay anything for a year. But we also have programs where the entire payment is about 1% of the overall project.
Okay, so just doing some quick math, if someone were to update their bathroom for $7,000, that's only $70 a month?
Yeah, it's really affordable. Imagine that having a beautiful bath installed in your home for $70 a month. You don't have to deal with a dangerous bath or a bath that's dirty anymore. You can truly have the bath of your dreams.
And I happen to know that Jacuzzi Bath Remodel brought some great savings. Take a look.
Now, for a limited time, we're waiving the installation costs on your new bath or shower project, and we'll postpone all of your payments for 1 full year. Now is the best time to finally get the jacuzzi shower you've always wanted. Remember, your installation costs are waived, and we'll postpone all your payments for 1 full year. This is a limited time offer, so be sure to call now and start saving today.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. With new inventory arriving daily, it's time to get after it in a Ford F-150 and a Ford Ranger. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and let us help you custom order your truck your way. Then we'll get after building it. It's Ford Truck Month. Visit your local Ford dealer today. Order your F-150 to lock in 0% financing for 66 months and $500 cash, plus an extra $1,000 retailer order bonus.
All right, Nate, look how happy these kids are. Third graders from Jeff Keneally's class, the MHLT, and they were amazing. We talked weather last Thursday. I was supposed to have them on Friday at 5, but I forgot. I got a little busy. So here they are. They're on spring break this week, and what a perfect week for that with temperatures in the 50s getting in here on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful outside. Yes. I cannot wait. And you were training your replacement, I guess. That's nice. So.
There they are.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 6.